Welcome to the Jay and Friends podcast.
I need a charger.
Where's that? What's your charger?
7%.
Oh man. You have to sit over here then, buddy. Hold on.
Guys, it's just me right now.
Mic check. I need you to do a mic check. Say mic check.
Mic check.
All right. You hear yourself?
Yes.
You there? You hear it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I get my drop, please?
Yes, sir.
No, say the drop. What you supposed to say? Welcome?
Welcome to the Jay and Friends podcast.
Nah, your voice ain't as high as it used to be, dog.
Welcome to the Jay and Friends podcast.
Yo. I'm your host, Jay.com. I want to welcome you. Jay and Friends podcast featuring Nell. Nell is not here. This is episode 227. I'm your humble, retired, ingratiated host, Jay.com. To the right of me, I got my son. He won't be here for the entire thing. He's going to switch headphones and he's going to be on his iPad, but it's my night with my kid. Nell is not here, so I just had to, I had to do it. So, and he would not let me do this by myself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna pay attention?
Yeah.
Do you want to get paid?
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to pay attention, sir. Okay?
Yes.
Let the people know what your name is.
My name is Ace.
Okay. And who's your dad?
Jay
Jay what?
Williams.
No. What they call me? What they call me? J.com. Oh man. So listen. It's a pleasure to bring you content. I'm sorry. We are a little bit late with bringing you everything. Happy Sunday, Monday, whenever you listen to this podcast. All right, kid. Let the people know a little bit about yourself before we get started. Where were you born?
Annapolis, Maryland.
Yeah. Who's daddy's favorite baby?
Me.
Why?
Because I get good grades in school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you cool as that?
Yes.
You think you no. You got girls? You got girls?
Yes.
No, dog.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
All right. What you just finished? What grade did you just finish?
First.
You going to second?
Yes.
You excited?
Yes.
I'm excited to have you as my podcast host for a little quick minute before I get into adult conversations. You're gonna take the headphones off. You got it?
Okay.
It was one other thing I wanted you to say. I don't even know if it's here. All right, big dog. It's time for grown up stuff. You can take your headphones off and switch your headphones out. Thank you for being here. You gonna stay with me the whole ride?
Yes, sir.
All right, so put your headphones on, go to your iPad. We about to get busy. Before I get started, I think I got some motivation. Let me see. I got it in my phone.
Hip Hop List number 2. Do you think that was a typo?
Who's number 1?
Jay.
Jay-Z? No, that's cool. It's okay. That's
Drake
okay.
number 3.
That's okay. I thought Drake was gonna be number 1.
M's not even on the list.
Eminem? Who else was on the list?
Gooch.
Yeah, Gucci was on the 6, Rick Ross.
Gucci who? Gucci man? Was on the list and Eminem went on the list? Shout out my nigga Gucci. Shout out my...
Welcome to the Jay and Friends podcast featuring episode 227. I'm your humble host, J.com. Listen, before I get started, I want to send a shout out to those that wear the uniform, those that wore the uniform, those that wear the uniform in the future. Shout out to those that hanging out at the VA all day. Shout out to the United States of Baltimore, Zone 18. And the rest of PG County. Nell is not here, but I'm a one-man show. I could do this. This is what I do. I live for this shit. It's going to be real quick, concise, and to the point since it's just me. I'm not bouncing topics off. My kid is not on the headphones. He is on his own. He's on his iPad, spending all the money I gave him on Roblox. I'm in daddy mode, but I still got to bring you this content, episode 227, so let's get it. Before I get started, I want to say RIP to Upscale Crack, man. Listen, He is a legend as far as a reseller and a staple in the sneaker community. He is a new father. I think Buddy just turned 31. I mean, he was young. And this one really hit hard, and this one really hurt. So prayers, condolences, and positive vibrations to not only his family, but his young daughter. She will grow up without her dad. But listen, her dad is a legend in the sneaker game. And for that, I got to give a round of applause to her dad because he was a stand-up guy. Anybody knows her father knows that this dude will stand up, and I wish Nell was really here to speak more about him. I've only really heard about Upscale Crack and only ever heard good things about him. So, again, love and positive vibrations. Now, let's get to some topics. The presidential debate. The presidential debate was Thursday night, and shout out to Nick. But I told him I was only watching this because it was pure comedy. And I have to admit, it was nothing short of comedy. It's so many ways that I can really go with this. It's like, all right, Sleepy Joe is clearly not he is not, I don't want to use the word competent, but he is clearly not himself. And it's things that I can say that I'm privy to, but I won't say on mic. I don't want to blow nobody's spot up. But it's clear he is not himself. And Trump is Trump. He just won't shut the fuck up. Right? So I put on Instagram as the debate was going on, I was like, Big T is smoking Sleepy Joe. No, I put Big T is smoking this dude like a grape Swisher Sweet. That's a true statement. He mopped the floor with him when it came to this whole debate. Never in the history of the United States of America have we got a debate this early in the game, for one. And I think they did this to highlight how slow, lethargic, and incompetent, if I want to lack of a better word, that Joe is. And really, I think you want to compare the two, right? You got two dudes that are separated by 2 years of age, but you got one that's very witty and he's here. He can get to it. And then it was Joe where it's like his mouth was open and I'm like, is he gonna slob? Like he was like the dude that was huffing. When they put back in the day when they used to put spray paint in the paper bags and just sniff it. Like he was just like a dude on heroin sometimes. It was crazy. So, but it was a lot of questionable shit. Like it was a point in the debate where they were arguing like two old dudes, like, oh, my handicap this and your handicap ain't that, and I'll play you in golf if you can carry your own bag. Like, ain't neither one of you dudes carrying the bag. Like, I don't even want to carry my bag. I'm 42 years old, grew up in the late 1900s. I don't want to carry my bag. I'm renting a golf cart. So stop playing. Two, Joe said some shit and he's slurring his words, and Big T was like, I don't know what he said in that sentence. I fucking hollered. But Big T said some fucked up shit. He said something about the black job. What the fuck are black jobs, bro? What the fuck are black jobs? My son can't hear me, so it don't even matter about it. What the fuck are black jobs? I'm still waiting. What the fuck are black jobs? I know what you're saying. Some black people hold you to high regard, right? Some of your constituents. You're spitting in their face and calling their name. You're disrespecting them. Black jobs. Get the fuck out of here. At this point, to be honest, it's literally like, who the fuck do you vote for? I don't want to get too political with the shit, but it's like, here's my honest take on it, right? And a lot of people might not like this, but whatever. I'm gonna end this topic like this. Here's my theory. You might not like Sleepy Joe, and you might not like Trump. Here's why I feel like we need to get Trump in office. Sleepy Joe is too old, too lethargic, and his health is not right to continue to run the country. We're in a pivotal point in life, in as a country, right? Now, if we go ahead and let Trump get in and get these last 4 years off, he can never do this shit again. We will never, ever see nothing like this again unless we elect DeSantis, buddy from Florida, my home state. So if we let Big T get his shit off now, we'll never have to deal with him and the good old boys again. He has done his 8. He cannot. Only way he can do it is if he would like to come in as a vice president. But the Republican Party ain't even having that because they can't control him. So if we get these last 4 years out, the Democrats can cool the fuck off and they can find somebody who young, it's going to be a woman, that can invigorate the party and do more than what Kamala did, because all she did was she played to the minds and the hearts of black and brown women with chucks and pearls and had them come out and vote and didn't do shit. If we just get these last 4 years out of Big T, better days are coming, period. Now, when it comes to Biden, a lot of people, I see Plies online, I see a lot of people like pro Biden, and I'm not pro anybody. I'm just whatever. As I get to the end of the race, I kind of look at how it affects me and my family, my kids, right? So with Big T, why is it he only bring up black people when it's time to get a vote? When it's time to solicit a vote is when you want to bring up black people. Oh, Black people have had the most. They've opened the most businesses up in the history of America. Like, was it you, or was it just their entrepreneurial spirit, their effort, the energy? What was it? Because you didn't get no stimmies, so you only really talk about black people when it's time to solicit a vote. Big T. I mean, not Big T. Sleepy Joe. And that's the part I don't like. I don't like Big T talking about the fucking black job shit. They both do just ill shit. So again, it's the lesser two evils. But for me, Big T, you get Big T in office, do these last 4 years, we'll never hear from him again. He can go off, ride off in the sunset, and then we got 2 fresh candidates that are not old and senile, and we can get shit popping, man. So now, on to other shit. So here's a military topic. They say troops struggle to find childcare in 24-hour centers to offer help. So to some of my non-military listeners, when you're in the military, you're called to duty very odd hours of the day. You might be called to come in dumb early, and you might be called to stay uber late. Daycare centers hours, I want to say like from maybe like 05. My kids never stayed. My son never stayed in a military daycare, but it's like I think one like 05 to 5 o'clock a.m. to I want to say maybe 1800, which is 6 p.m. For regular people, right? When you're dealing with, it's a lot of ways to attack this. So when you're a single parent, I'm almost certain you have to have what they call a family care plan, right? A family care plan is a short-term or long-term care plan for your kids. If you're called to duty, do something. I got that. So you have to have somebody able to care for your kids short-term for whatever happens day to day. Then you're supposed to have somebody to care long-term if you deploy for a long period of time. But the gap in this where it's not clicking, where these one-offs or these random duties and things that soldiers, sailors, and airmen have that come up, they're called to be in the office very early or very late. And daycare centers should be open 24/7. Now, I understand what somebody gonna think, like, oh, they gonna fucking abuse the fuck out of this because These soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines gonna drop their kids off to go to the club. It should not. It should go through. Let's say a unit says, "Hey, we have a special mission that's running Friday through Monday, and we require our soldiers to come in all different shifts, 24/7 from these days." Only that unit is authorized to drop their kids off outside of the non-duty hours from 05 to 1800. That's how it should work. It's very simple to me. Like, you send these memos out, okay, cool. They know the unit that the child parent is attached to, and they are now authorized to drop their kids off so that they can conduct their mission and not have to worry about childcare or paying somebody out of the pocket to do some, to watch their kid. But to me, that only makes sense. But that is not something that is in place for any of the services. Now, if I'm wrong, comment on YouTube and let me know. But I'm 99.9% sure that this is it only makes sense if you did it that way. But it does not. Is not that way. But again, they struggle with childcare and the time management as far as work hours and daycare hours. I remember when I was in the regular Army, we would have to stay late. But them motherfuckers with kids be the same ones. They always got to get out of shit by saying, "Oh, I got to pick my kid up." And then only certain leadership be like, "Well, fuck it, pick your kids up and come back to work." But most times they be like, "Well, fuck it, you go." And then the rest of us got to stay because we didn't have no kids. So that's that. Excuse me. All right. So the next topic is the Supreme Court ruled it constitutional to arrest or fine people for sleeping in public places. I don't really even understand how to feel about this. Let me see. Let me click the link on this. Let me see. Yeah, it is a profoundly disappointing ruling that the U.S. Supreme Court decided that it's constitutional to arrest or fine homeless individuals for using survival items like blankets or pillows in public places when no alternative shelter is available. This is wild. This is wild. I truly do not understand it. I could understand if it was like a public park, an American park, a U.S. government park, certain places in D.C., but just somebody trying to seek shelter who is homeless from the elements, the cold, the rain, the heat. Like I don't think that it is constitutional unless you are stopping traffic, something of that. I can't get with it. It is unconstitutional in my right. And as an American citizen, like, dog, like, you should, if you want to fucking sleep on the bridge, you sleep on the fucking bridge. I just don't get it. I don't really have more to say. It's baffling to me at some of the shit that they pass when we have other issues to attack. So yeah. Let's move to another one. Starting July 1st, landlords cannot ask a tenant for 3 times the rent anymore in the state of California. It's gonna be a quick podcast. Yeah, House Senate passed the bill. Lawmakers passed in March. Georgia lawmakers passed in March a long-awaited bill to protect tenant protected bill aimed at protecting renters from subpar living conditions. Passed through HB 404. So now this is in Georgia and it is in California. So before, landlords used to ask for 3 times their amount of rent for his first, last, and deposit. So now, and that was a thing in Florida when I was growing up, but like now it's only 1 month's rent, which is kind of standard through most states, but you have your outliers. But asking for 3 times the rent is illegal in Georgia and California. So it makes it a little bit easier. I want to send a shout out to the lawmakers on that one. It makes it a little bit easier to for those who are not as high earners as others to be able to rent places and get places on their own, man. So I like that. I like this bill. Oh man. So we was me and Nell was going back and forth, and let me turn my thing up. It was some shit about these dudes was on Charlemagne. They was on Hot 90s, Pop. I don't know what Charlemagne them on, but they was on Breakfast Club, and he talked about trade schools. And listen to what the young boy said.
You ain't never thought of trade school?
Nah, I ain't never want to be one of them type.
Oh, you an old school guy for real.
Man, trade school is where it's at. It's not, you say old school, but you always gonna need an electrician.
For sure.
You always gonna need a plumber. You always gonna need a mechanic.
That's something
I had too much sauce. Like in high school, like I was one of the littest youngins in my city. Like since 8th grade, like I couldn't go be an electrician or a plumber, bro. Like I just got too much.
A job is a job, though.
But I'm just telling you, like
they ain't gonna call them for no electric.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna be like, man, Rob was an electrician. Man, dude was tripping. Bro.
That's fire. Be a lit electrician. That could be the name of it. Litty electricity. You ain't never thought of trade?
Yo, youngest, what's going on, man? You rather be the lit one in the city as opposed to having a trade and something that's going to always be able to bring you some income. Rapping won't do it forever because that's a young man's sport, and that's predicated on the hits you bring. But these two rappers, it was Rob 49 and whoever else to do. Well, I'm not even going to pull it up. But let me see. Yeah, it was Rob 49 and Rob 49 and Skilla Baby, right? And I don't get it. With AI and just technology, period, you're gonna always need a plumber, an electrician, an HVAC. Those are skills that are just always gonna be needed. Always gonna be needed. And to say that I ain't doing that, I'm gonna be laughed at in the hood because I want to be the latest in the city. Dog.
Trash.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
You gonna sit down?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't get it. I don't get it, and it's wild. It's wild. Oh, let's move on to another topic. All right. So lately, it's something that went viral. They want to now put you in prison in your brain, so you can commit a crime. You can commit a crime, and instead of spending 20 years in prison, they hook you up to a machine, and based off the severity of the crime, the length of the sentence, they can put you on a machine and embed memories in your brain, and it would dictate and mimic spending X amount of years in prison based off of your crime and you. And I have a little thing that I want to play. So let me see. Can I get it to play? So I don't get it to play. But here I read a little bit of it. Scientists want to implant prisoners with memories of their crimes that show victims' perspective. Hashim Al-Ghali has unveiled a concept for prison of the future that is claimed would fast-track criminals released to minutes instead of years or decades, called Cognify. The design would implant synthetic memories of a person's crime into their brain but show their victim's perspective. The system could feature VR-like devices that display AI-generated footage from the offense, coupled with a brain implant that induces emotional states like remorse or regret, feeling some individuals may not produce on their own. The concept developed by Hashim Al-Ghali would ensure long-term effects of therapy sessions by making memories permanent. There are more than 1.7 million people currently incarcerated in the U.S., while officials have long said prison deters defenders from future crimes. More than 100 studies in 2021 found that it does not prevent people from reoffending. With this in mind, Al-Ghali is looking towards the future with prison he claims will help criminals learn from their past. Cognify could someday create and implant artificial memories directly into persons' brains, a narrative video stated. The complex, vivid, and lifelike memories are a Kriya in real time using AI-generated content. It's a great idea in theory, but with the prison industrial complex, this won't happen. Because now you're slicing dollars from these rich white men who own prisons. You won't get free labor. You won't get that slave labor anymore. The school to prison pipeline will be cut. You literally got dudes that commit crimes, regardless of whatever you embed in their brain. I know that I'm getting out in 15 minutes. I watch First 48 all the time. It's dudes that will literally kill somebody in cold blood and swear on their mom and their kids that they didn't do it. And they've been repeat offenders. So although this is a great idea, I don't think this is America won't adopt this. They won't adopt this. Let me see. What else I got? This is a really short podcast for real. All right. A woman goes viral for explaining why she's emotionally tired of dating black men. Let's get it.
I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I am so effing tired of the amount of emotional labor that comes with dating black men. I am so tired of the lack of commitment, the lack of support, the lack of encouragement, the lack of money. Like, I don't know what to do from this point on, but I can tell you one thing. My interest in dating another black man is like 1% at this point. They want us to be ride or dies until they get their shit together, and then they don't want to support us in return. They don't want to commit to us. They don't want to marry us, but then they want all the benefits of being a husband without actually proposing to us. I need someone who's intentional in every single aspect that I'm going to get.
Okay. I don't even know how to debate this because this is her opinion. Just in totality, though, all too often, I got some hot takes, but I don't want to say those right now. I'm gonna say them hot takes. Really, as for the listeners, I want you to hear that, but I don't agree with her. I think that you are what you attract. So if you're attracting those type of dudes and you just attracting those type of dudes, well, how are you dressing? How do you carry yourself? How do you speak? Where are you meeting these people? All of these things play factors into that. All too often in my younger life, I would lump all women together, and that's not fair, right? Even now, like I might talk shit about women on the pod, but like all women are the same. It is some very great women out there who understand that they will be submissive. They understand how to understand. They know gender roles. They know how to be a wife. They know how to be a girlfriend. They just know. Everybody knows their place on the team, which makes it great. When the Golden State Warriors were at the top, everybody knew that everything went through Steph. Then if it didn't go through Steph, it went through Clay. If it didn't go through Clay, then it went through Draymond. that's the fucking way the world works, right? It's the pecking orders. It's how the triangle offense, like it's that's just how shit work. And then when Nell come back, I'm gonna revisit this and we gonna deep dive that. Okay. The NCAA removes marijuana from the banned list. The NCAA Division I Council voted to remove cannabis products from the banned substance list for championships and postseason participation in football. Current penalties for student athletes who previously tested positive for cannabis will be discontinued. It's good. This is another step, man. This is another step. Because we talked about how Governor Wes Moore in Maryland is commuting 175,000 people sentenced that have minor marijuana offenses. So it's just a step in the next direction of the NCAA. The NBA no longer tests for weed. I want to say the NFL doesn't test for weed. I don't know about the NHL or MLB, but this is a step in the direction that just weed is legal. So, regardless of however you view marijuana, it's just the next step in legalization of marijuana. So I do support this. Last one before I get out of here. Bronny James, man. Bronny fucking James. Bronny James was drafted by the Lakers with the 55th pick in the second round. A lot of people had a lot of hate on this. They had a lot of hate. And they called it nepotism. They called it nepotism. And I'm glad this is the last topic before I end, because this one is really near and dear to me. And I hate to make this a black and white thing, but that's literally what this is. What this is. All too often, whites have been able to rise in ranks and put their kids and family members in positions of power, whether it's political, whether it's in sports, whether it's in sports front offices, whether it's in Fortune 500 companies, where they really didn't deserve the position that they were given, but because their mother or father or uncle or aunt or cousin was there, they were able to skip a bunch of levels and get to where they need to be. So LeBron James, and everybody know I'm not a fan of LeBron James, but I'm a fan of this. He holds the power in that organization. And they didn't draft his son in the first round. They drafted him in the second round. It is a lot of players in that first round that average 4 points, 5 points, 6 points a game. Bronny averaged 2. Cool, whatever. The boy can ball. He might not have put up the numbers, but at the end of the day, he still has James DNA in his blood. And he can hoop. However you see that. And if he don't pan out, he don't pan out. But all too often we've seen too many people, white people, put family members in position of power because of nepotism. So when it comes to this, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. This is one of few. One of few. Let us rejoice and understand and celebrate this one for the James family. Please. I hate to make this black and white, but I really feel LeBron James earned the right to tell the organization, draft my son. If anybody else don't draft my son. Because if I was in that position, I was draft my son. Hire my son. They've been doing it forever. Forever. Stop playing, man. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? It's disrespectful how they go about that shit. It is again, I hate to make this black and white, but they do it all the time. And LeBron James has the power to do it, and he did it. He did it. Fuck that. NFL training camps open up in July. The first training camp to open up, I want to say it's the Baltimore Ravens, July 13th, 3rd or 3rd, something like that. The Ravens are the first ones to open up camp. I'm really excited to have football back. I will talk more football when Nell come back. Let me see. I got a closing thought. I really don't have a closing thought this week. My closing thought is, let me see. I'm gonna look real quick. I hate to have you waiting, but my closing thought will be this. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single positive thought. One single positive thought. That's all it takes. And to caveat that, a lot of times people think like, I'm too old to do this. I'm too old to do that. Or it's not my time. Some of the American billionaires didn't become billionaires to their late 50s and 60s. And they tried until it hit. And all it takes is one. Like in the music industry, they say all it takes is one hit record to change your life. All it takes is one right decision to change the whole trajectory of your life. If I don't leave you with nothing else, I'm going to leave you with that. One right decision can change the whole trajectory of your entire life. This has been a short podcast. I'm in daddy mode, and I could not bring you an episode. My son is fucking sitting there playing Roblox, not listening to what I'm saying. Ace, give me a pound. Bam. We getting ready to go on vacation soon. 4th of July coming up, so I hope you have a safe and happy 4th of July. We on vacation from most of July, really. But if Nell don't drop his playlist, I will record the playlist and drop it before, to come out while we gone. But before I get out of here, I want to send a shout out to those that waiting to form, those that waiting to form, those that waiting to form in the future. Shout out those that hang at the VA all day. Shout out United States of Baltimore, Zone 18, and the rest of PG County. I am going to close this with some new Drake that dropped, man. Like to hear it? Let's go.
Welcome to the Jay and Friends podcast.